Hello everyone, I'm Debbie from Australia and I'm here today with my March 2022 cross stitch update. This video is practically a WIP parade because I have managed to stitch on all but 2 of my cross stitch projects, including 5 new starts. So we'll get started. The first thing I'm going to start with the finish I did not expect to get, and that is an evening in the Shire. Oh, sorry, I've moved the camera. Getting used to the new position. This is a pattern from Cute Patterns from Maria on Etsy. It was hard work with the back stitching, but once you got into it and turn it up the right way, the finish is worth it. Let me try and get my fingers out of there. This has been done on deep water from Colour Cascade Fabrics in Australia, 32 count. I started it on the 5th of May 2021 and I think I finished it on the 28th of March for a challenge from the Down Under Divas group I am in. It's a closed group and I love it. The majority of this is back stitch. The back stitching is either 1, 2 or 3 threads. There are half stitches, there are cross stitches, and once you get it into your head with your cross stitch to torque threads and go across 3 down 1, across 2 down 3, you could really get into it and get it done. I absolutely love this and I think it'll look lovely in a nice black frame. So yay for an unexpected finish. I was a bit disappointed. I didn't think I was going to get one this month. Then we start with the new starts. As I said, I have joined the Down Under Divas cross stitch group, and they give you monthly challenges. To get some of them this month, I've actually had some new starts. This is a project I started some time ago. I actually think I started it for Magical Stitches when it was Harry Potter. I had finished February and I've decided to make a start on the others. So there's January. That's how I plan to stitch them in order. There is my start on, look at February. It's just so pretty, so well designed. This is my start on the Snowdrop cup. The pattern's a very, very old one from the Vermilion Stitchery, and I'm not sure you can get it anymore. I did actually start the February cup back in March 19, but with start groups I'm using them as I start each cup. So this cup, the January cup, was started on the 21st of March. The colours are quite bright and quite lovely. I'm really looking forward to finishing those. The next one, though I've listed it in with my starts, it is really a restart. I was going to abandon this. There will be people quite surprised that it has been restarted. Oh, I'm sorry. I had not taken it back out of its plastic. This is Kringles that I'm sure everyone knows from Little House Needleworks. I love this. I had the problem with the black thread when I was doing it. It's going to be very obvious when I show you, because I restarted this on the 18th of March. And what you will see is the before and after. The grey, the pale grey, is the recommended DMC substitute, which did nothing for me, and I don't think it really did anything on this fabric. I'd say it's the fabric doing it, the brown. But I pulled out in desperation. I think I've previously showed you I tried 310, it was too dark. I tried 3371, I tried the actual called for thread. I think it was called something coffee, and it was the same colour as the pale grey, but I am loving the PR070 from Silks for You, and it's working perfectly. So I'm in the process of unpicking. So I unpicked that bottom section. I unpicked around the K to give a real obvious effect of the difference in the thread. I am slowly unpicking, and I'm unpicking stitching as I go, because there is a lot of counting that has been done. I don't want to do it again. So I have decided I will unpick and then restitch the pieces I pick as I go along. And as the picture shows, there is a big difference between how the gold thread shows up with the grey compared to the black. So I'm happy to have that back on my list, because I always did love that project. My next new start is Melissa from the Primitive Hair. Mine will not say Melissa. Apparently Melissa is Greek for the bee. Debbie is Hebrew for busy as a bee. So I have recharted Melissa to read Debbie. And that's what I'll be stitching when I get to it. This one's still in the Q-snap. This is my start on the dress. I am loving, absolutely loving that gold leaf from Gentle Arts. I couldn't get carriage black for the black, so again I am using PR070 from Silks for You, and it looks lovely. This is being done on 32 counts gold spinner from Silkweavers, and I started it on the 21st of March this month. There is not sparkly thread in that one. I have got a lot of opalescent gold spinner, but this one is just the plain even weave. Still very lovely. My next new start is Spring from Madame Chantilly. I've always loved these, and when I found out that 123 Stitch was again posting to Australia, I've got spring and autumn, I believe, so I've ordered summer and winter to complete the set, because I will be doing them all on one fabric. It is a 28 count green even weave. No idea the supplier. I'm doing it 1/1 so I can have all four, and I'll frame it like in a window frame when it's done. So that is a very small part. There is a lot of stitches though. Where are we? So that's the pot over there. It's very, very cute. Very, very little stitches, but very enjoyable. There we go. It's called Celebrate Spring, I think the actual pattern is called. And I'll have them spring, summer top, autumn, winter towards the bottom. My next new start is a Biscornu, and it is from the Sweetheart Tree. It is called Stitch's Favourite Biscornu Pin Cushion. It's quite lovely. The prompt for this one was stitching green thread, so I managed to get all of the leaves around the edge of the Biscornu done. This is being done, on Tranquility. It says 32 count. I'm thinking it's closer to a 36 because it's awfully small. But it could be 32. Before the next video I'll actually sit down and count it so I actually know what it is. It is a nice sweet fabric. I started this on the 22nd of March. So those were all my starts, and next we're back to all the WIPs. Like I said, here comes the WIP parade. First, as usual, is A Stitch in Time by Aimee Stewart, Max Colours, Supersized, Heaven and Earth. And I managed to get a lot done. Again, full coverage fanatics. I am completing the 22,000 in 2022. So I do use this for as many challenges as I can. Started this one, well, the third restart of this one was the 29th of January 2019. I am doing it 1/1 on 32 count. The thing is, and you'll see it more in the photo, and I'll flip that across. Before and after. So you can see I got you know what, that's the wrong picture. Anyway, I think that's last month's picture. So I will just flip to, that's where I got to at the end of this month. To get the stitches up, because again I was using it for challenges. I have not quite finished the pink flowers in the area that the girl is sitting in. That will be my priority this month, to finally get that finished, because I was hoping to restrict myself to one book at a time, but if I've got the thread and I can see them, I merrily jump across and do them. But when you're stitching it, when you look at her face, from that picture you can almost see, you know, the shape of the nose and the eyes and whatnot, and it's just amazing when you step back on these HAEDs and actually see the difference the distance makes on these patterns. It's quite amazing. Next one I got a fair bit done on was Anzak from Long Dog Samplers. I've enjoyed this pattern, and again, the theme of Down Under Divas is travelling around Australia, so when this is based on Australia, it has been terrific. I don't know what I'm going to do when I run out of this one. But this is where I am up to now. Come on, don't do that. So I've managed to find the fourth corner. And the shark's done. The echidna's finally finished. As I said, this group has managed to push me along on this, which is not a bad thing at all. Don't get me wrong. I'm just going to be sad when it's finished. It has been quite an enjoyable stitch. But with the challenges, it does make you bring out projects. You sort of off your radar, but when you've got to sit down and match them all the time, it makes you pull them out and get working on them. This is from Lorna, Laine the Bee, inspired by Kelly down at Animal Instinct. The minute I saw this, I just loved it. Loved it. The charting is amazing. I think this month, I'm hoping this is all going to work. I've sort of mugged it up because it's all ready to go. Come on. This is what happens when you move your camera. I've had to roam everywhere because I had to do yellow and pink stitches this month. Again, not a bad thing because it makes you move around, but this month I'm doing shades of yellow and gold, so I'm going to fill in a lot of the, over this side it is, a lot of in here to finish that up. But when you get penalties, when you've got, if you haven't got the thread, love my bee. If you haven't got the thread, the penalty stitches come in very handy. I actually think this month, as well as on top of doing some more around that area, I have to work on blue flowers. So woohoo, there's blue flowers all around here, so I'll be jumping around and doing the blue flowers. So again, he should get some more work done on him this month. Another project that has been in the past languishing in the Darkness is Botany Bay from Fox and Rabbit. My very first real sampler, mainly because of the based on the Australian theme. As you can see, look at my ships. They're all just, you know, find a spot, random pictures. Or a lot of those sales are just as you go. When you get to these little fellas in the ship, they're all freehand. They're not cross-stitched. Come on, they're just up and down, round and round, here and out. This one's not ironed because it's not being taken out of the Q-snap because it's ready to go. I had to do the video because I've ran out of fabrics projects to work on. Though the two I didn't work on this month, one I know has to have 2,000 stitches on it in April. Today is the 3rd of April. So I did the other one to make sure they all got sort of touched. What I did this month, not that side I didn't, I actually found the third corner, and I have decided, I think I've got a challenge where I've got to work on the lion. There is a lion here, sitting here, so I'll do him, but then I'll finish the rest of the night going across, and I want that border fully finished because I do not want to finish at the end and have to work on the border. That I think would be slow it right down. So it's going to be quite a big project when it's done. My next WIP is Cathedral Woods Goddess by Nora Corbett from Mirabilia Designs. It is a lovely design. If I get her head done, I'll tell you what I'm doing with the rest of the head. Here she is where she is now. I know this won't, the gold doesn't show up quite in the photos yet. This is being done on, I'm going to come up close because the photos won't show you. I had to work on metallic thread, and then I had to work on gold thread this month. So I did the gold as the gold and the front of the dress using the metallic because they're two different metallics. I think there's about 5 or 6 metallics in this. I am going to jump across to the picture because I have not written the name down of the fabric. She's quite a lovely pattern, and I think you could probably get it pretty quickly done if you weren't working on 21 other projects. The fabric is called Mookaite stone. It's a Wexford linen, 32 count from Silkweavers. And I just thought it was woodsy, you know, rustic, woodsy looking, and I think she's going to stand out quite well when she's done. But we'll see how she goes. Very different, that one. This little fella, I'm hoping to have this little figure finished this month. This is Like a Pumpkin Boss. I absolutely love this when I saw it. That horse and pumpkin head is just so delightful. So delightful. And I am very close. I am very close. The back stitching, again, there's back stitching in white, there is back stitching in black, 1, 2 and 3 thread thicknesses. So the horse's head, the pumpkin head's done. I've got the rest of the horse and then the starry sky to go. So I think he will be a finish in March. That's not an E, that's the moon. I was just using the colours in the top of the horse's mask. If they were on the thread and they were in the moon, I used it in the moon. but I think my mum thought it was going to say Halloween, but no, it's going to actually just be a moon in a starry sky. He's just so cute. That pattern's from an Etsy store, Minasian Yana, being done on 36 count weeks, dye works, Twilight, and I started it on the 30th of October. The picture, when I show it for the next one, will be slightly different, because originally when I started on this I was showing each of the finishes in a circle, but yeah, lost a bit of patience on that. Again, for Down Under Divas, I had to do 2,000 white stitches, so I had to do, don't mind my C, that's what happens when you turn your Q-snap. Thankfully they're going to be finished separately, or I could have been in a mess. I had to do the white on H, R, that's I, yes, I, and that one's T. Let's try that again. I can't spell. H, R, I, S, T to get my 2,000 stitches. This month, it's the most creative challenge I think I've ever seen. They posted a whole heap of pictures of Easter eggs, and you had to match your projects to them, and I had a ball. It allowed me to set for myself stitches in red, stitches in green, and stitches in gold, which means hopefully I can finish these three and maybe the last three. So I'm hoping this will be finished in time for next Christmas. I have got all the finishing supply. Move that peg a bit. But behind each letter there is a different theme. Different theme. See there, Christmas socks, lanterns, cardinals. Each one of them's got a different theme. And Anne, who I'm doing it with, who is doing it on black, and it's beautiful on the black. She I forgot where I was going. Oh, she doesn't like snowmen, but they've got an extra finish or an extra option for S, so you can leave the snowmen off, and it appears a lot of people must like snowmen because they've got that option for them. I think maybe it was for the summer areas, perhaps, so you didn't have to do the snowmen if you didn't want to. One of my two sales is the mini bouquet sale. This has been so lovely. This is from Jeanette Douglas Designs. This month it was, this one is going to show better when I show you the project. That was January, February, and there's March. Quite lovely. I have got the whole border done. I haven't taken it out of the Q-snap. I have got the whole border done, the crossbars, so all I have to concentrate on now is getting the monthly stitches done each month. This next one I'm probably going to have to scoot back. This is a crowd favourite, being Owl by Adriana. I purchased the pattern from My Cresticon with K's in Etsy. Blended to an inch of your life. I think it's going to be very close to that big. Could be even longer. I'll come up closer. I have to actually stitch it in the... I've been stitching it in the Q-snaps that way. So it will mean when it's finished my crosses will go a different direction to normal, but it doesn't matter as long as they're all going the same. Fluff off there. But he's lovely. He's lovely. That wing, totally done. As I said, I started from that point and worked up. So I'm on the downhill slide. And I did have a piece of paper to write down. He's about 75% done. And he's lovely. It's just lovely. He's either gonna live at the bottom of the hallway or above my dining room fireplace, which I don't use. I love him. He's just delightful. And once you get used to the blends, you can just soldier on and get them done. My next sale that I'm doing this year is with Stitching Mummy, and it's the sampler of stitches. I am completing one pattern a month, so one of these, sorry for the glare, one of these a month. Come on, get rid of the glare. This one I didn't have a problem with. I had a problem with last month, but I was following the terrific instructions. It's just I didn't check back on the pattern as to how many stitches I was working over, and I worked over the same as the example, and it was too long and nothing was going to meet up. So this month I finished G, H and I. G, H and I. So you've got grapes. Put my arm down so it stops shaking. G, you've got grapes. Come on. I'm so sorry. H, you've got the hand, and there's obviously a pin to go in there. What's to go in the H? There is something to go in there. A bead or a charm of some description. And you've got insects for I down the bottom. And as you go along, each section, the stitches you are stitching relate to the letter. So there's A, B, C, D, E, F, H, I, G, H, I. Oh, one of those looks like it's moved. Have to fix that before I put it away. It's the before and after. So I'll be going down to the next row this month. Next, Templar Prophecy from Long Dog Sampler. A lot of people have finished these, and I really want mine done. Again, with the groups I'm in at the moment, it has been helping. That is where I'm up to this month. Maybe if I hold it up there. I am doing this in PR 161, which is the variegated thread on the side panel, and then mixed in with it all over it is 318, 415 and 317 greys with odd splashes of black and red. I do enjoy this, like most. I had no long dogs, and I think I've still got 3 going at the moment. I just love them. So I have been trying to work on that top panel of the dark colour, so then I can work out what colours to work around it. I have printed it off again. If you have previously watched me, I did do a big colouring in poster of this, and halfway through it got my colours muddled, so I can't really follow that. I have printed it again, and I may take the time to do it, but I want the dark area done because it's all one colour, and then I can work out from that to make sure I don't end up with too many colours lying side by side, or the same colour lying side by side. This is my last long dog, and that is You Belong to Me, the lovely Egyptian one a lot of people are doing. Again, got the fix after my first start for a cross. Did not realise until I'd got to the page break down here that the fix fixed the vertical, but it added a row each horizontal page join. So that bunny there, where you can see his head and his ears, he's a big bunny. He was actually completed. Where's the big bunny? See, he was all totally completed. And all the flamingo and all that all had to be unpicked, and most of it's been restitched. And now I've gone down each page and I have highlighted the double up so I don't ever stitch it again. But I will persevere, and it's only because I want to use Pattern Keeper, and you know, these patterns weren't dealt with Pattern Keeper. I still hope to have this finished by 2022, though I did not jinx myself with the date up here. But I am loving the black on the sandy colour, and again, this is PR 050. This is on fabric from Silkweavers cord. If I get my notes that I should have had here. Days gone by, 38 count, and I really, really am loving this one, and I'm not going to be able to put it down. And that is the end of my WIPs. I have a small amount of purchases here. I hope I haven't bumped that camera because it's now on a stand until I can work out a different way of setting it up. One pattern, and I think I got this, it must have been last month. I saw this on D-Stitcher and I'd never seen it before. And I've often said, similar to people, when they say, you must have a lot of patience to cross stitch. I say, no, it calms me down. It's what keeps me sane. And when I saw this, I thought it was quite lovely. Stitching doesn't take patience, it teaches it. And it is so true. This is from Tempting Tangles Designs, and I actually paused Dee's. It was nice to see Dee again. I actually paused Dee's video, went and purchased it, and then came back because I just loved it. And what is even amazinger, though there's no word, is when you get the pattern, it is charted like this, but then the different layers are there so you can see what's underneath or behind the stitching. So you've got the words that you can refer to if the other colours are doing your head in, and then you've got the yellow separately, the pale colour down the bottom separately, and I just thought that was just so brilliant. That if you find looking at all these dark colours, or you just wanted to stitch in the, for example, this in the blue, you could just grab the stitching layout and you could do all the blue, and then you could go back to the yellow layout, and then you know you're only stitching the yellow, so you're not worrying about what colour threads you've got. So I thought that was great. I got a couple of patterns off Stash on Load in Australia. I am loving these 4-letter words from Shepherd's Bush. I've got several of them now, and I've got all my patterns out, and I've got to get them all out and get them sorted so I can work out. I have got some of the button packs, but I do need more, so I don't want to get around to finally doing them and not having the button packs. Another one I got, this also is a Shepherd Bush one. This is a spring, which I just thought was so pretty. Then I did get from JK's Cross Stitching the last piece of fabric I require for the Erica Michael sampler book. So that was on back order, so that's all done now. I did get a pack of treasures that I dropped, but we'll just leave them there because it's just treasures that I need to turn around and find out where I got them from. From Ginger Stitch AU, which is so cute. I finally got my hands on one of the Bicky tins. the picky tins upside down, but they've actually put a magnet on the inside, so not only can you put your orts in it, but you can still sit your needle on the top because there's still a magnet to grab, which I thought was a fantastic idea. Absolutely thought it was brilliant. Also, at the same time, I got another bee and I got Stitcher, which I thought was great. And there are the contact details for Ginger Stitcher you on Etsy, Instagram and Facebook. The bee's a fabric one and it's really, really lovely. I ordered some fabric from Sew It All in Australia. Now these are slightly different to what I normally get. This is a 32 count even weave called Rainbow Ocean. That is exactly what it looks like. I'd never bought any of these and I just thought it'd be nice to have a couple and see what they like. And I have never bought, and I'm going to have to zip back, sorry, for this one. I have seen these, but I've never seen it before. This is, what is your count? 32 count even weave in Ocean Grove. It's a big piece. I will place the mermaid or whatever I choose to do on the bottom of it. I think I'll have to start at the tail. I love the sky, but I'm not sure she's going to be tall enough to get there, and she is down in a cove, so I'll have to do the floss toss and check that's all right. And to finish off, I've got my monthly threads from the four silk providers I purchase from. These are the Gentle Arts for this month. There we go. We have got Adobe, Caramel Corn, Copper, Bark Chocolate, Garden Gate, and Meadow Gold. Heirloom Gold. Lovely colours. They exactly how they are. From Classic Colourworks, I have got Fresh Brew, Frog's Legs, Frosted Phase, Frosty, Frozen Margarita, and Garden Trellis. Where are you? Fresh Brew. He's going to be he's showing up a little bit dark. Oh, it was a minute ago. There he is. It's a lighter, like a fresh coffee colour looking. The rest are fine though. Weeks Dye Works. Some bright colours here. Oh, they're going to show up nice. Can I read them? Eucalyptus, Father's Day, Fathom, Fawn, Fiesta, and Fire. Look at Fire. You could really use Fiesta and Fire together if you had it like a fire. A flame piece going. They're beautiful. Just beautiful. Then from the Australian supplier I deal with, it is Colour Streamers, and I'll move the thing. Each month they send you the photo that the threads are inspired by, and these are what we've got this month. Ellie spilled my coffee. Dusk, La Plume, Peaches, Straw, Venetian Sunset, and our bonus is 2mm or 2mm Umbrian Gold. And they are the colours, and you can almost see it when you put it over the picture. They are the colours that picture inspired them to. Just beautiful. These are silks, and they really are quite lovely. I also got some bonuses. I went to Victoria House in Mittagong, and they had, when I was looking for a particular colour, they didn't have it. I did buy some gunmetal grey to see if that would work. That was for my B, but it was too grey to go on the B, so I've just got that there. Then she had all these limited edition ones just sitting there, and she said, if you want them, take them. I'm sick of them. I can't put them in the alphabetical order. They just sit down the bottom. So yeah, there's 4 skeins of the aquarry and creamy one. The one next to it looks like it must have come with it because it appears to be the main colour in that range. And then the orange and the pink. So some bonuses. Don't get bonuses very often. So thank you very much. That is my video for the month. Plans are very simple. They're already worked out. They're down under Divas. There is a monthly challenge and then 2 fortnightly challenge. They're already out, so I've assigned my projects so I can pick up the projects and just sit and stitch and merrily get them done. Now I've done the video and I can access them again. I hope everyone is well and stays well. Those in Queensland and northern New South Wales affected by the floods, I hope it isn't as bad this next lot of rain we are expecting, and I wish you nothing but, well, just sending good thoughts and hoping you aren't affected by the flooding again this month. I will be back next month. So take care, and I'll see you next time. And just to finish up, they're my stats for the month. I had a good month on March. I did start with 18 for the year. I'm up to 22, so that's not too bad. Hopefully I can get that down. I should have at least 1, maybe 2 this month, so here's hoping. Stay well. I'll see you next month. Bye.